starting all over again. It's Christy and
Sophia and Olivia. Hola.
Hola, and we're here in North Carolina, en la belleza de las montañas de North Carolina. Hopefully our wireless connection will not drop us one more time, but we're here because we love the Abróchate por Amor campaign with Ford. And let's show you a little bit of where we are right now. So we're going to come out here and we're going to show you that what's crazy about the mountains, and instead of being in Miami where the traffic is crazy, we are actually in, we're on the road, like literally on the road, like physically on the road. Hi, Angelique. Ay, gracias. I know, I love my sunglasses. Gracias. And we're here, come here girls. And so this is, hi, hello. And we're on one of our fun road trips in the summer, no?
Yes.
Because we love exploring. Since you were like 8 years old, we've been exploring the national parks.
Woo!
and all sorts of state parks and locations. So, si nos viéramos para acá and we turn this way, that's the top of the mountain there. So it's a little bit crazy. Pero bueno, we're here today because we want to talk about the Abróchate por Amor campaign that we absolutely love with our amigos from Ford, because we had a little bit of a car accident. So we have a lot of learning that we wanted to talk to you guys about, and just changing conditions, because we went from super flat land in Miami to las montañas de North Carolina, and it takes a little bit of learning and of getting to know what your road conditions are before you go anywhere. So we're gonna walk over here. I'm gonna hand it to the girls, and then after we talk a little bit about summer safety, we're also going to talk about the road trip ideas.
Woo!
Yes. Estas niñas siempre quieren estar en la calle, so they're always ready for definitely for a road trip. Your friend Angelique loves the sunglasses, girls.
Thank you, Angelique. We love you.
So let's check out a little bit of what happened to the car. So here we go. Hold on. We're playing with the camera. All right. So, here we go. Hola! So let's come over here to our lovely slight accident of a vehicle. I hope everyone can hear me, and Sophie, you can check out the comments. So here, let me show you guys what happened. I'm going to zoom in on here on our little accident. And so this happened because we were coming around a mountain turn, which is difficult sometimes. So if you're not used to driving on mountain roads, we've been coming to North Carolina a long time, but the other driver didn't see us, and boom, there was our accident. So what I wanted to use, there's nothing like an experience to actually learn from, and so I wanted to make sure if you're going to a totally new area, so let's say Los Miami people or anywhere that's flat, you know, we have Arizona and all these places. Well, no, they have mountains, but anyway, if you're changing your terrain, right, and you're going from a flat place to, let's say, to mountain areas, you know, really learn your safety. Do you turn on the lights when you're going through mountain passes so they see you? Do you honk the horn more? Do you go extra slow because sometimes maybe your speed is too fast and it doesn't give you enough time to change? So we wanted to use this experience to really learn. And tell us what maybe some of your experiences are in terms of on the road. On Los Tweens and Teens later today, we're going to post our story about tips for the road. So if you have one of these things that are going to be driving with you this summer, yeah, one of those loquitas. So if you have a teenager that's going to be driving this summer for the first time, first you pray, and then after you pray that your teenagers are going to get behind the wheel, you also have to, Sophie, you also have to make sure that they are familiar with where you're going and some of the road conditions and how it's going to change. So, hola Albert, thanks for joining us. You know we love the Abróchate por Amor campaign. So we're talking about just teenagers, first-time drivers, safety. So definitely make sure that if it's going to be too much of an elevation change or a difference in road conditions, maybe it's not great for your first-time driver to be behind the wheel doing that. So, some other tips. Wow, qué calor hay hoy. It's really hot out here today. It's never as hot as Miami, pero bueno, it's definitely hot today. So on Los Tweens and Teens, we have a whole post coming to you, which is what I was telling you. And again, so take a look at road conditions. Who am I saying hi to?
Hi, Candy.
Hi, Candy. How are you?
Hi, George.
Oh, George Urban Jiva is with us. Yeah, we love our amigos from Nueva York and Puerto Rico. So, so again, some of the road conditions. So flatland Miami, I'm learning to drive in an elevated area, making sure that my little accident doesn't happen again. And then we also make sure, let's check out some little bit of things that we should have in our car. So whenever you get out on the road, these little things definitely, you want to make sure that you have jumper cables in your car. Where's our tire gauge, girls?
It's right there.
We've got our tire gauge in the car. So we make sure that our tires are handy and ready. And are they all filled up? Before I got on the road, we have about an 1,800-mile drive. And so before we got on the road, I took the car in for service. I made sure that the battery was checked, that the tires were all good and full. And so definitely safety. Then we also just in general learned to shift the car a little bit differently. Again, I came from flatland into the mountains, so I'm making sure that I know how my car works. Just not always using all those different shifts and buttons and things that you have. So we're going to make sure that you know how to do that. So just some tips and tricks. Again, we have it on Los Tweens and Teens today. And always, 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 we love the Abróchate por Amor campaign. And so that's all about seat belts, making sure that you're safe. And you, locas, what do you guys think about safety? You tell us.
Safety is the number one thing, you know, aside from making sure that you have good music on in the car. You always want to make sure that you're buckled up because anything could happen at any moment and you just want to be ready. And you may feel like you're more relaxed without the seatbelt, but I feel more relaxed when I have it on because I can still jam, but I'm safe. Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Well, nothing like our young drivers. They're about to get their permit. I don't want to talk about that because I'm in full Latina mom denial. So, but they are about to get their driver's license, and of course, so Abróchate por Amor will be more important than ever. So for those of you just joining, I did want to show you real quick again my little accident on my car, and so. Small fender bender, you know, nobody got hurt. Thank God there were no injuries. But again, it was a different kind of road condition and just being ready for changing road conditions, you know, and think about where you're going. Have maps. I know we all rely on our phone, but you really should have a map in your car and plan your journey. I wanted to show you, where's our little book, girls? Well, somewhere in here we have our book on hikes and trails in North Carolina, because it's definitely somewhere fun that we like to do on our just simple road trips over the weekend. And so, but we plan one of them that we took off the list for a road trip actually says to bushwhack your way through the mountain area to get to the falls. Bueno, esta chica is not going to be doing...
Nobody's bushwhacking today.
Nobody's bushwhacking today. So here we go. We have our waterfalls and hiking ideas in North Carolina, and there's so many ideas in here. But what I love about this book is that it has mapas, lots of maps, right? And so this is a great thing because I know we always want to rely on our phone, but guess what? Sometimes the service no worky when you're in the mountains. And so definitely having maps and knowing where you're going and talking about it as a family and knowing whether you want to bushwhack your way through the woods or not is pretty important to know. Other things, you know, like they tell you about snowstorms and things in the winter, you always want to have water, snacks. These teenagers, they whine a lot in the car. Small kids whine a lot in the car.
I have to stay hydrated, Mama.
I know you have to stay hydrated. So we definitely, you know, think about coolers and drinks and just general entertainment. One of the most fun things that we have done on a road trip this year was playing the, what's the thing called? Heads Up game. And I actually had a post on that on the Los Tweens Insta stories, and that was super fun. We're playing Heads Up all the time. Definitely not the driver working on Heads Up, but you know, it's super fun. You can do it while you're in a line. You can do it in the car. So that's a fun way of using technology, but having a little bit of fun in your car. So with that, let's try to think about, I'm going to turn it back on these two. Hello.
Hey!
And so girls, tell me about what are some of your road trip ideas. I know that Daddy and I, we stick you in a car a lot. Mucho manejando with these two. But what are some of your, you know, that we could share as a family with older kids? What are some of your favorite road trip ideas?
I think definitely like to do the drive of like the whole East Coast, because then you get to go to Washington D.C., you get to travel through North Carolina, you get to see New York, so you get to do so many things. And then you get to go like stop at a bunch of colleges to look at, and then you could even go all the way to Canada and see Niagara Falls. So like driving up the East Coast would be like so interesting because there's so much to do, so many places to go.
And my dream road trip would be to fly to California and just drive the entire state. That's my favorite state ever. I just love it. It's so beautiful. There's beach, there's desert, there's, you know, coastal areas. It's beautiful, and I just love it, and that would be my dream.
Oh, cool. All right. So we've got Catherine Johnson on, and she wants to know if cool super sunglasses are part of every road trip.
Of course.
Pretty much,
Of
yes,
course.
Catherine.
Yes.
They're always necessary.
Always. Because if you're going to be in the car, you got to look good.
You have to look fabulous, always.
Exactly. All right. So some of my favorite road trip ideas. I love beaches, of course, and actually, I love beaches of any kind. So this weekend we took a little road trip. It was about 40 minutes, and we went to a state park, which is a lake. So I went from our Florida beaches to a lake. Different, feels a little mucky in your toes, but it's so much fun when you grab a book, right, and you start getting ideas. We discovered the state park in North Carolina, and we went and we had a blast of a day. You can kayak, you can rent canoes, you can obviously go swimming. So, paddleboarding, super amount of fun. So that, just local road trips, like 30, 45 minutes. But again, we had a bunch of elevation changes. And we have to be ready. And yes, George, I saw that you asked me if I had an accident, and we did. We had a small accident again in a little mountain road, where I drive with millions of cars on the road in Miami, and yet I come to North Carolina with 2 people on the road and had an accident. So that's where we prompted this idea of the road trip safety. But another one, of course, Miami to Orlando, right? 3.5 hours to go see Mickey Mouse and our favorite place on earth, right? And you have Universal Studios and all sorts of things in Orlando. So those are fun road trips. And just a weekend to the beach or a weekend to the park. What are our ideas? We're going to Houston, right? In a week, we're going to Hispanicized Texas. Woohoo! Woo! And so, you know, driving across Texas, I haven't done it. One of those things that I want to do to get to know the Southwest a little bit more. But
Hey, everyone!
All right, so nothing like the phone actually overheated. I didn't know that was possible, but yep, it just overheated, and we're not even in Miami, which is what's really, really funny about the whole thing, but nada. So we will patch these together, and we will definitely, you know, share it. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we're back, and like I said, we had an overheated phone. So nah, super fun. We will be sharing our post on Los Tweens. Make sure and leave your comments below and tell us what else you want to hear over in the summer. We're going to be going to Houston. We're going to be going to the coast in North Carolina, so we're super excited to go check out Kitty Hawk and some other areas. So we're going to be doing that. So we'll come back to you live. We will always abróchate por amor, porque creemos en los cinturones y tener mucha seguridad en el carro. So definitely we're going to be secure in our car. And nada, so here we are. We're going to be talking to you. Check out Los Tweens on the blog. We're going to have our post about summer safety and traveling ideas, and then we'll be bringing you more content. Make sure in the comments to tell us, what are you looking for in terms of Facebook Live? Is it these two locas? Or is, you know, moms talking to moms? We also have Lena from Stop Parenting Alone, and Lena definitely has lots of content to share with us and talk about. So we'll be back, and it's definitely, here we are in the under the shade so that we don't get our phone overheated all over again. So we're in the shade now, and y nada, nos vemos pronto. Ciao. Ciao.